Turok Evolution basically is kind of the purest realization of the original vision for the franchise. We accomplished a lot on the Nintendo 64, broke a lot of new ground, created worlds that were unlike anybody had ever seen before, created the most intense, insane, ridiculous weapons, that had ever been done. But we always really did kind of yearn to be able to get a little closer to what the original vision for the series was. Now, thanks to the power of the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, and the GameCube, we're able to create the kinds of worlds that we always wanted to create with the amount of detail, the level of immersion, and the kind of depth of life that we'd always wanted to do. And Turok Evolution really is the beginning of the Turok legacy. For lack of a better term, we refer to it as kind of a Turok Episode 1. So what that means is that longtime fans of the series will finally kind of understand how it all got started. New fans to the series will get the best possible place to start. Since the beginning of the series, we have been literally deluged with requests. So where's my Sony version? Where's my PlayStation version? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And with every announcement that subsequent titles would remain exclusive to the Nintendo 64, kind of the more intense those requests got. And I think that longtime gaming fanatics that have always been more kind of PlayStation-centric are, finally going to be thrilled to get Turok on their game console. This really was the best time for us to bring Turok to all the gaming platforms. We've had 30 months on the project, 35 people involved on the team from day one. And we really wanted to give Turok to as many game players as we could, regardless of what system they owned. So I think the reception is going to be great. We've said a lot that we wanted to get back, closer to the roots of the series, where we began, the kind of same visceral kind of primal experience that we created with the first game. To that end, the player finds themselves deeply immersed in very lush tropical environments, jungles that are literally teeming with life everywhere. Butterflies, dragonflies, water bugs, fish, snapping turtles, parrots, toucans, little gazelles. I mean, there's life all around you now. Of course, you can be mean to any of it that you want to. It's not our job to say what you do with that sniper pistol and a frog. So the player can have a lot of fun, kind of exploring what the possibilities for carnage there are in the game. And obviously we're going to see a lot more dinosaurs. Quite honestly, by the time we ended our run on the Nintendo 64, they were all but gone. And that was really what made Turok so special to begin with. And it was kind of symptomatic of a little bit of an identity crisis we had developed over the years. The goal for this game was to get back to what made Turok to begin with. And that is deep jungles, living worlds, ridiculous weapons, and a lot of dinosaurs. Now, of course, you'll still get to see things like urban cityscapes, enemy fortresses, enemy battle stations, things like that. And for the first time ever, after 8 years of aspiring to it, you can now fly on the back of a winged dinosaur. And what fun would that be without 250 caliber machine guns and guided missiles? Just wouldn't be fun at all. It'd be more like flying a hang glider. So, of course, ours is armed to the teeth.
For Acclaim, the high points came in the form of Vex and the impressive multi-format debut of Turok Evolution. Acclaim also kept the crowds happy with
Another gaming icon returning to the scene is Acclaim's Turok, whose new adventure will be called Evolution. Along with a whole new stash of weapons, the mighty dinosaur hunter will even be able to fly on the back of a pteranodon. Acclaim also previewed a platform action title starring a strange little creature named Vex. Designed by the same studio that developed Turok, this title has the potential to become a major franchise.
Ebenfalls reichlich Erfahrung in ihrem Fachbereich haben die Turok-Entwickler vorzuweisen. Das mittlerweile 4. Spiel der Serie machte auf der E3 in der PS2-Version allerdings einen noch nicht gänzlich überzeugenden Eindruck. Scheint fast, als würde diese Fassung der Multiplattform-Entwicklung bisher ein wenig stiefmütterlich behandelt. Hoffen wir, dass die Dinosaurierjagd bis zum Release noch ein ansprechendes technisches Niveau erreicht.
Representative for Acclaims.
Acclaims in aggressive inline skating game.
Now, how long have you been in the industry?
As a model or as a spokesperson, I've been doing this kind of convention work for about 1.5 years.
And how long have you been playing video games?
Honestly, I don't play video games that much.
No?
Because that's all I do. If I had video games in my house, I would never play them. I would always play them and never do anything else. So,
tell me about how you feel about the importance of females in gaming, both in playing them and as roles in the game.
Well, obviously, as you can see by walking around the trade show, I mean, there's a lot of women dressed scantily. And I think the reason they do that is because it's generally guys, generally men who play video games. And in order to attract them to a company's game or a company's, character or whatever, that they feel that they need to have these really sexy women because that's what the guys like. And that's what guys like to see, and that's what they like to play. So,
Does that bother you at all? Or?
it doesn't bother me personally. I mean, I don't care. It's a video game, and obviously the company's trying to sell its product. So, I think a lot of other people might have different opinions. Like parents probably would want their children playing games with, a girl like me skating around or skirt flying up every time she falls.
Now, would you like to see more strong women roles in video games like Tomb Raider?
I would actually. I think, in my opinion, the girls that are really tough and can really, kick ass, I think those are really cool. And as far as girls playing video games, I have a feeling that's what they would rather play than, a cute girl with their, scantily clad. Not that Laura Croft is totally covered up, but I think they would rather play a game where they can kick people's ass themselves. So.
Mad at you.
This is basically Turok Episode 1. It's the beginning of the Turok legend. The other stuff you're not seeing in here right now is like the environment mapping. In the final game, this is all reflective surfaces. The mid mapping's not working yet, but it's not a question of it like being a difficult thing to get working. There's only so much we could do to get, ready for the show. So we concentrated on some other optimizations rather than getting that stuff in. But you can see the actual environments and stuff hold up exceptionally well. Once the mid mapping's in, all that sparkling will be gone. Now this is 8 years of Turok. We've got a new boring weapon, fires 5 bores instead of 1, and it will strike each of the shoulders, the head, and each hip. And as the guy's thrashing around, it'll blast his legs off, chop each of his arms off, then his head off, and you'll have a little trunk. Blah. It's very disgusting. The new minigun we've got in the game, 18 barrels of 20mm death. I just said, you know what? We need to have a bigger minigun. Bigger, bigger, bigger. So I just said, let's make 3 miniguns into 1 minigun. So you have 3 full miniguns all rotating around a single chamber and counter-rotating to that motion. It's amazing. It'll vaporize anything in its path. All of the enemies are either dinosaurs or reptilian creatures called slugs. The leader of their army wants to just pretty much crush anybody who resists him. So you've got a lot of dinosaurs. You've got raptors, T-Rex, Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurs. You've got tons of dinosaurs in the game. But you've also got, about 30 different derivatives of the enemy troops. So you got huge guys with miniguns, medium-sized soldiers, scouts, snipers, rapiers, these priests that cast spells. And if you're a fan of the first 2 games, this is going to feel like going home to you. But it's going to feel like going home the way you always want it to, you know? So the flying stuff holds up extremely well. And we're always tuning out the particles and the lighting and stuff like that. Each of the systems handles color a little bit differently, and that just comes down to the fine tuning. So the exact same texture map on all 3 different systems will look quite different in terms of the shade and the intensity of the color. And that's the kind of stuff we will always be tuning and tweaking out per system to make sure the game plays. Well, my name's David Dinster. I'm the creative director for Acclaim Studios Austin. I have been with the company for 8 years and have designed each and every Turok game or been creative director over the entire series. So I've been making Turok for 8 years now, and I'm here to show you Turok Evolution. So here we go. You can see that I'm using our new rocket launcher. I can do all sorts of nasty things with my rocket launcher. We've got an all-new sniper pistol.
Rock and roll. Move your way on down here. It is a flame that is bringing on the future.
This is an early look at our new swarm bore weapon.
Come on over, talk to these guys. They're cool. This is metal. This one's on into the stage.
Tal'Set walking into the jungle for the first time. Hey, how you doing? Just kind of chucking in there. Now the first thing that you'll want to notice as we get into the game here is how the plant life reacts to the other life in the game. So you'll see this little compy running through, and look at how the plant life reacts to his touch. Everything moves around and shakes. Even the blades of grass react to my touch. So anytime I move through the environment, I create motion and sound that enemies can react to. If you look around, you'll see a lot of just very subtle swaying motions in the world. Everything's very alive. It looks very real. Moving on. Here you see some of the more kind of passive animals in the game. These are harmless herbivore dinosaurs, not really interested in attacking me, really doing their own thing, but you can see just how lifelike and beautiful these animals are. You can see the skin and the weight of their bellies, you know, as they move underneath the, you know, away from the player here. See, they don't want anything to do with me. Now, one of the important things about creating an environment with this level of interaction is that you can use it as a tool in the game. So you can see how that becomes quite useful. Now in the game we also have, aside from dinosaurs, a lot of indigenous life. So here you see a bunch of little baboons. How you doing, little guy? Now if I start being mean to the baboons, pretty soon they're going to decide they don't like that. And they're going to start attacking me. So here you can see he's all mad at me now. So he'll start attacking me. Now as I move through here, you can see we have a mother dinosaur protecting her baby dinosaur over here. So again, part of the AI in the game is that a dinosaur that would normally not be interested in hurting you, if they're protecting their young, will attack you on sight. And of course I can do this. There they go. But if you look across the way here, you'll see lots of other types of dinosaurs hanging out by the water's edge, doing what they do. If you look in the sky, you'll see parrots in the air, pteranodons in the air flying around. So here we are, a little bit darker area in the game. Now what do I see if I look around here? I see fireflies. I see pteranodons flying in the air.
All of these can be shot. I also see other indigenous life in the game, like a chimpanzee, isn't he cute? You can be mean to any of the monkeys you want to in the game. It's up to you. Lots of traps in the jungle. You got to look out for those. Anybody who played the original Turok knows there's a lot of traps in the game. Near miss. You'll notice that the enemies can trigger the traps in the environment as well. That's an advantage the player has.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. For example, if I know the position of a trap and I can lure an enemy into it, they're going to take the hit from the trap instead of me. So that becomes very useful in the game.
Fans of the Turok series will be happy to know that their favorite dinosaur hunter is making a next-gen comeback with Turok Evolution, and this time it will be appearing on all 3 consoles. What you're seeing here is the Xbox version. The game is set once again in the Lost Lands, with Tal'Set returning on a quest for vengeance. You can expect diverse and expansive levels. The jungle area, reminiscent of the original Turok, is lush and appropriately prehistoric, chock full of omnivorous dinosaurs and swaying palms. In addition to the primordial forest, you'll also find yourself in more futuristic levels, similar to those of Turok 3. This is where you'll encounter plenty of gun-toting reptiles. AI has been stepped up, so look out for enemies that can dodge fire and form squads. And if air combat floats your boat, you'll find yourself on the back of a pteranodon, engaging in air-to-air and air-to-ground combat in mini missions, which will serve as a break from the ground-based missions. As to your weapons, just like past Turok titles, they will be inventive and dangerous. In addition to the single player, Acclaim also promises an immersive multiplayer mode, featuring deathmatch and capture the flag, to name a couple. Overall, the game is shaping up quite nicely, but you'll have to wait until summer's end to go Paleolithic on the evil Lord Tyrannus and his minions.
The predators are once again about to become the prey. Though he may have come from a rather obscure comic book, Turok became a superstar on the N64 with 3 hit games. Now he's moving to even bigger game with Turok Evolution. Join the hunt as we set our sights on the past and future of Turok. Let's start from the beginning. How did they take a comic with such an unusual concept, an Indian who hunts dinosaurs for a living, and turn it into a smash video game franchise? We went to series creator David Dinspear to learn about Turok's origin.
The decision to make a game based on Turok had actually already been made prior to my being hired. But what they didn't know was what kind of game that would be. It was my job as the lead designer on that project to decide how to translate Turok into a video game.
The decision to go the first-person route may seem obvious now, but it was just becoming fashionable when the first game was released back in '97. Still, Dinspear and his team set out to push the envelope, taking Turok far beyond the current hits of the day.
The first-person shooter genre was really heating up on the PC. Everybody had been into Doom 2, and Quake hadn't come out yet. And what I decided I wanted to do was turn these lush jungle environments from the comic book, full of, animals and velociraptors and creatures of all kinds, into a real living environment in 3 dimensions for the Nintendo 64. So while everybody else was making, little sprite-based shooters running around in spooky castles, we were making jungles and rivers and ponds and streams and 3-dimensional dinosaurs 4 stories tall.
While these graphics from Turok 3 look rough by today's standards, they did pave the way for this. Here's some special early footage from Turok Evolution, which is coming to all 3 consoles in the very near future. It looks like the dinosaur hunter will once again have his hands full. Let's just hope Turok can handle it. And you can be sure Cybernet will be here with a full review once it's released.
Welcome back to Blister, I'm Bill Sindelar, and welcome back to the Lost Land. In the latest Turok game, you'll take part in the continuing war in the weird world that mixes dinos, people, and talking reptile guys. Of course, what it's really about is total action without the filler. But since Turok Evolution is on the next generation consoles, it's also about bigger action than ever before. Get ready for a lost world like you have never seen.
In a world where danger surrounds you at every corner. In a world where survival is rare and evil a way of life. In a world where you open the door, get on the floor, and walk the dinosaur, only one man has the ways and the means to save the world. Me, Bill Sindelar. 'Cause I'm here to tell you about the latest Turok game, Turok Evolution. Back in 1997, while the world was spicing up its life, Turok Dinosaur Hunter first appeared on the Nintendo 64. The game became one of Nintendo's most popular first-person franchises, spawning a slew of successful sequels. And now Turok is back and in a big way, available on all systems. You play the character of Fred Flintstone, and with the help of his best friend Barney, your mission is to infiltrate the Moosehead Lodge and what the... I'm sorry, Blister fans, wrong dinosaur game. You know what, why don't we just let somebody with a little bit more knowledge talk about the game, shall we?
Evolution tells the beginning of the Turok story. So this is in many ways the Turok episode 1. So it tells the origin of the Turok lineage, the story of the very first keeper of the mantle of Turok, and how that all came about.
I'll take it from here. The scene is Texas, 1886, or as the kids say, back in the day. Arch enemies Indian warrior Tal'Set and Civil War vet Captain Bruckner square off one final time. As what usually happens in situations like this, surprise, something out of the ordinary happens.
A vortex is open that pulls Tal'Set through to the Lost Land. When Tal'Set comes to in the Lost Land, he basically finds himself in a very strange world full of prehistoric creatures, alien life forms, high technology, low technology. It's a very bizarre world.
While exploring the Lost Land, Tal'Set will find that he is destined to take up the mantle of Turok, the son of the stone and the protector and savior of the Lost Land. Hence, the name of the game, Turok Evolution.
I have brought you here to accept your destiny.
No.
You have no choice. I have searched for hundreds of years to find you. You are the son of stone. Accept the burden and release me.
One new addition to the Turok series is the ability to fly, but not just any flying. We're talking soaring the skies on a pterodactyl flying.
The player will take to the air on the back of a winged dinosaur and engage in air-to-air and air-to-ground combat. So what fun is it to fly a dinosaur if it doesn't have machine guns and guided missiles? So our dinosaur has machine guns and guided missiles.
The game's got all sorts of weapons at your disposal. Some of the safer ones we can show you are the very popular War Club, the Tech Bow, Sniper Pistol, and what demolition of a T-Rex would be complete without a trusty grenade at your disposal? All of your favorite extinct creatures make an appearance here. From those big old Brachiosaurus who just want to be left alone, to the cocky raptors who show their smug little faces as well. And what game, nay, what world would be complete without a rampaging attack from a T-Rex? The game looks great, from the lushness of the forest to the movement of the trees. And the animal sounds and music only add to the suspense.
It's a game about, really finding out who the bad guys are and really just kicking the crap out of them, if you want to put it bluntly.
Turok Evolution is available in stores everywhere. Pick up one before it's extinct. Now that's a great exit line.
Turok's the only game out there that'll let you joyride on a pterodactyl and go fist to fist with a baboon. But sometimes you want a little bit more out of your gaming life than a bow and arrow and a loincloth. Look no further than the medieval fantasy battler Enclave.
dog shakes a tambourine, nicotine from a silver screen.